Hello. Waiting on the auditor is not always the real problem. It's an indication that the auditor is in control of the process, and that's always a problem. It may be that the real problem is that nobody knows exactly what the auditor is waiting for, and that means your audit is now out of control. A single missing schedule, an unclear response, or an unanswered follow up can quietly slow the filing timetable by days, and those days do not come back. In our earlier video, we talked about owning the timetable. This video is about owning the communication, because if the auditor is driving the follow-up loop, you have already lost control of both. I'm Kenneth Brimmer, Brimmer Company, Fractional Accounting and CFO Services. I work with small public companies, companies targeting an IPO, and their finance teams, anywhere the reporting and compliance burden has outgrown the bandwidth. I have more than 40 years of financial work experience as a statement preparer, as a presenter, as a board member, and an audit committee chairman. I've sat on both sides of the table. The pattern is typically this. Finance team thinks it is waiting on the auditor, but the auditor is waiting on the company. Modern tools like SureLink can help close the gap, but only if the entire team is using it. Reality is, as the warden said to Luke, what we have here is failure to communicate. And from your standpoint, from 30,000 feet, trees look fine. But too often the floor of the forest is on fire. There are real problems because audit follow-up now has become reactive. Team is responding to requests, chasing answers, and trying to keep things moving. But there's no clear system for tracking what was requested, who owns it, when it was submitted, and critically, whether the auditor has confirmed it has actually been resolved. Another big mistake. Here's what it looks like in practice. The PBC list goes out, or SureLink is populated if you're using a modern tool. The team starts working through it. Items get checked off internally, schedules get uploaded, documents get sent. Then the auditor comes back. The revenue schedule needs a different format. The lease reconciliation is missing a column. The support document is there, but the auditor's senior has it posed a question that the manager didn't flag. The company team thinks it's submitted everything. The auditor team thinks it's still waiting. Nobody picked up the phone to confirm. 3 days pass. The controller asks where things stand. The auditor says they're still waiting on these 3 items. The controller says those were submitted last Tuesday. Now someone has to go back through the email chain to figure out what was actually sent and what was actually received and what fell through. Your audit is now uncomfortably in reaction mode. It got stressful not because the requests were hard, but because submitted and closed were being treated as the same thing, and they are not. Here's your reframe. You must own the communication. That means you are tracking every request, every submission, and every confirmation. You are not assuming anything is resolved until the auditor confirms it is. 3 disciplines stop the endless communication. 1. Write every request clearly before you respond. Most audit back and forth is caused by incomplete or incorrectly formatted responses. Before anything goes to the auditor, one person on the company side should review it against the original request, not just a checkbox. Actually read it. A clean first response eliminates the most common source of delay, and it signals to the auditor that your team knows what is going on. 2. Track every item to confirm closed, not just submitted. Submitted and closed are not the same thing. An item is not closed until the auditor is confirmed it is accepted, not acknowledged, not received, confirmed and accepted. Most teams mark things done when they send it. The gap between sent and confirmed is where days disappear. Pick up the phone, ask directly, then close it in your tracker. 3. Set internal deadlines earlier than the auditor's deadline. If the auditor needs something by Friday, your internal deadline should be Wednesday. That 2-day buffer is not a luxury. It's a margin that keeps one revision request from becoming a crisis. Build it into the timetable you built in video 2. Every time you consistently hit your internal deadlines, you consistently control the pace of the audit. If auditor requests are being chased through scattered emails and side conversations, that is the communication problem. And communication problems, they have communication solutions. Team that keeps the audit moving does so because 1. Every response is complete before it goes out. 2. Every item is tracked to confirm close, not just submitted. 3. Every internal deadline has a 2-day buffer before the auditors. We've put together a tool to help. It's called Auditor Follow-Up Emails, a set of ready-to-use templates for clarifying requests, assigning ownership, confirming submissions, and keeping the audit timetable moving professionally. Request your copy today. If you think it's time for a fresh set of eyes on your audit process, schedule a strategy call at brimmercompany.com. Let's find out if I'm the right person to help. As a great general, World War II general once said, a pint of sweat saves a gallon of blood. I'm Kenneth Brimmer. Let's talk. Thank you.